Alright, so I'm going to talk about this right angle impact. I personally own this tool, and the thing about it is a lot of people misunderstand it as a very specialized tool. It 100% does not feel that way to me. I don't know, maybe I just don't own the Stubby, which is another impact tool that is small, but this beats the Stubby in compactability if you don't count length, if you just count the diameter of the head, if you don't count the length of the tool. With a battery, it's a little bit longer, but if you're using a 5.0, like, look at this. If you're using a 5.0, then you'll be a little bit longer, but in general, this thing is great for tight space work. Like, look at that. Look at that. Are you going to fit a Stubby in there? No. No. And it has 220 foot-pounds of breakaway. I'm going to reference another YouTube channel, the Torque Test YouTube channel. Even though they say, like, I will admit, it's not the strongest right angle impact on the market, but if you're already in the Milwaukee battery system and you don't feel like buying any of those other tools, then like buying into their battery system, I believe it was like, I forget which brand was on the top of their ranking. I believe it was like Cobalt or something, but I'll have to double check that. But anyways, it comes in two different drive sizes, 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch and 3/8, and you can get both drive sizes. There's no cost difference as far as I know, so that whichever drive size works best for you is probably the one you want to get. There's a weird thing with Milwaukee, if you didn't already know this, that 3/8 generally makes more at the top end than 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch has more initial, and then 3/8 pulls it out in the end, which is kind of crazy if you think about it, but it's still a fantastic tool in my opinion. A lot of people boo it. A lot of people say it's not the best in terms of power. I've had no issues with it in terms of power, and I would say if you are okay with not having the most power, like it's essentially like getting the base M18. I think it's like I don't remember what the model number is, but there's like the smallest M18 impact you can buy. It has like 250 foot-pound breakaway, but you have that in a right angle, and you can use the right angle like a ratchet. So not like literally, you can't ratchet the thing, but you can definitely use it in certain places that like open places that you'd normally use a ratchet, but you want an impact and you want a little bit more beans or more torque, or you don't want to have that reaction arm deal. So like maybe if you don't have a hip shooter like an impact driver, you could use this thing like a hip shooter. You could have it as for valve covers and stuff like that, and like head bolts, like taking off head bolts. Now, I would say an impact driver would do that job a little bit better, in my opinion. I own an impact driver. It does it a little better than the right angle would. But, yeah, I have a very high opinion of it. Now, I don't know, you guys can tell me in the comments, not that I'm going to get any comments on this video anyways, but you guys can tell me in the comments what your opinion is of the right angle impact. I would say it's a very nice tool, personally, and I use it every day, basically. Like, in my small engine repair work, I use it every day, consistently. So, like, every time I get the chance to use it, I'm popping that thing out. I will say, get a 5.0 high output. Get an XC 5.0 high output, which is the best battery they make for M12, and I would definitely say get that, because that will unlock its full potential, and I would not go with any other battery. The second best is a 2.5 high output, but you will go through batteries quicker. It is a very power hungry tool if you don't have that 5.0. So definitely don't put a 1.5 on there if you want any kind of power. The power falls off the smaller battery you get, which is typical of Milwaukee, where it requires the latest and greatest batteries to have full performance, unless you're buying like brushed. If you're buying any kind of fuel tool, it normally requires the best battery to do its best. So that's my point. So yeah, that's it. Right angle impact, I have a very high rating of it. I'm going to do some other tool. I already did a drill review. Now, a little update on that. I still have the same opinion. So using it more, I still have the same opinion. It's still a great tool. But for now, see y'all in the next one. Adios.